in science about being all about evidence and, sort of using humanity's existing knowledge. But at the same time, when it comes to our management practices, we are not evidence-based at all. We're quite ignorant. So I don't think it's hard to come in and say, hey, this model where you do 15 individual meetings with people each week is not efficient, right? Like, people kind of knew that, but we just didn't know what else to do.
Prior to Scrum, my advisor had four, maybe 5 grad students at the time. And we would have weekly 2-hour meetings as a whole lab, or we'd try to make them 1-hour meetings. They ended up becoming 2-hour meetings because there were too many of us. And then weekly individual meetings, 1 hour with each of us. Most of our work was done independently. We had separate offices all over the psych building. Those group meetings would take a long time, and there seemed to be too much to talk about. Everybody felt pretty disjointed, like we were working in kind of silos, even though we were working on the same projects often.
I would meet with Elliot once a week, which was not ideal because sometimes I'd have questions multiple times in a week and didn't want to bother him because it wasn't my meeting time. And sometimes I'd go and have nothing to talk about. I didn't have a good idea of sort of what time scale to plan on, so it was just like, I'm going to try to do everything. Yeah, and then feel bad because I failed, but surely I'll just finish all of this eventually.
I always said in grad school that it was like being handed a big boulder of guilt, and then I had to just chip away at it by doing work. And you're like never really done because like it's still a boulder, but you just kind of have to stop when you feel like you've chipped away an acceptable amount. And so there's like no reward, and it induced a lot of kind of like avoidance. I just felt like I just didn't even want to think about my work because it would never be done.
I had, say, 3 graduate students and a project manager all working on Project A. Then I might talk about Project A with each of the students individually in our weekly meetings. And then also, we would have the Project A weekly project meeting, and it'd sometimes just get confusing. Like, did I tell you that already? Have we already gone over this? Did we make a decision about that?